I am an expert complainer. I have a lot of gripes with just society in general and the communities that I am invariably a part of, that I exist within. One of the most annoying, infuriating, utterly repugnant aspects of the Black community is its blatant disregard of children and women. Like, I understand that the criminal justice system is objectively is unduly harsh on Black men, Black people in general, but especially Black men. I understand that. And so I understand the reason why you would want to handle this issue internally. I get that. But no one's fucking handling it. No one's dealing with it. No one's talking about it. I think it's really, really, really weird that it's just common knowledge that every family has that one uncle that you just don't leave the kids with. Why the fuck is he around the kids? Why the fuck is he invited to things? Why is he a part of the family when he's a known predator? I don't understand that. I don't understand ignoring children to protect sexual abusers. I don't get it. And the stats don't lie. 1 in every 4 Black girls, preteens, children, teens, women, 1 in 4 is the victim of sexual abuse, sexual assault, sexual harassment, molestation. 1 in 4? That's ridiculous. And I know for a fact that my father was the victim of sexual abuse, and I'm fairly certain my mom was too. And so you think she'd have a bit more compassion for putting her child into situations where they could become a victim. So yeah, I have one of those uncles. I have a few, but only one that lived with us. He lived in our basement. And I remember telling my mom and dad about what he had done. My dad being furious. He was, he immediately kicked him out. And I didn't even live in the house anymore. I was living on campus. But my dad didn't want him there. And I understand. My mom, on the other hand, she was a bit different. She's always been a bit different. I like to believe that she doesn't believe me, because the alternative is dismaying. That she does believe me and continues to foster a relationship between me and my abuser. I like to believe that she doesn't believe me. She'll slyly invite him to things and not tell me. And when I get there, just give me a cool little surprise. She pushes me to interact with him. She tries to guilt me into feeling bad about preventing him from being able to hang out with his family because I'm there, and that makes him uncomfortable. That's hilarious. And it's hilarious because no one knows. Outside of my immediate family, no one knows. So I just look like a fucking crazy person. I just seem like I am insanely hateful towards this person for no reason. And the funny thing is, I've been sexually assaulted on multiple occasions. I've been touched in ways that I wouldn't want to be touched by anyone. I've been forced to do things I wouldn't want to do. And with my uncle, none of that happened. Like, I was violated, of course, but not to the extent I've been violated in the past. There was no under the clothes touching, anything like that. But somehow the experience is indelible for me, that it's stuck with me. A lot of my trauma I ignore, but this one is particularly hard to ignore. He lived in our basement. Can you imagine having a monster living under your floor? I literally had one. And you could hear him. You could hear him come up the stairs. And every night, he would come to my room. And he would knock. He would knock ever so softly. Because my brother, he was in the room across the hall. And so he didn't want my brother to hear. My brother did hear. He did. But he didn't know what was going on. He would do this every night. And of course I locked my door. I wouldn't let him in. I was 17 then. I wasn't like, so naive or clueless that I knew I had some kind of power, even though I didn't really have much of any. I knew how to protect myself. But I came to dread any time that I was left home alone with him, that one day he would become emboldened to take what he wanted regardless of how I responded. That was always in the back of my mind. I remember one time, my mom had left, and he came up to my room in the middle of the day with a crack pipe. He brought a fucking crack pipe into my room. I'd never seen one in my entire life, and I knew exactly what the fuck it was. That was his thing. He would try to mentally incapacitate me so that he could take advantage of me. He would give me money. Like somehow I owed him. But yeah, he never got what he wanted. Unless what he wanted was to scare the shit out of me. He successfully did that. Expertly. I was scared. And what I don't understand is why a parent wouldn't want to protect their children against that. Especially when the chances are high that they were a victim of sexual abuse in the past as well. I don't understand. And parents will ignore their kids. They'll blame their kids for the assault. They'll facilitate it. They'll half-ass try to protect their kids, and it doesn't mean anything. They don't fucking care. Not really. And when you see it happen to other people, your family's like, oh, we would never let that happen to you. Our family isn't like that. We don't house predators. We don't protect predators. We don't do that. And of course, it would never happen because no one in your family is a predator. But that's not true. None of it is. And I know it's a lot worse for a lot of other people. I got it easy. I got it real easy. It's just confusing to me. Utterly baffling. I don't get it.